And good evening from Blue Devil Gymnasium. This is Quincy High Blue Devil basketball, Western Big Six style at the Quincy Shootout. Hi, I'm Jeff Wellman as we get ready for an exciting first night of Blue Devil basketball and the Quincy Shootout. 2 games are in the book. We'll have our game and then one more game right after that. 4 games are going on at Notre Dame tonight. 2 games going on at Vashon as the women and the men take on Millard North from Omaha in both those matchups. Then a full slate tomorrow, but let's back it all up. And let's start with right now, and Coach Pettit joins us. This will be a fun night and a lot of fun stuff as we just saw Brewster Academy pull out a victory against Link Academy.
Well, yeah, I mean, 2 of the, top prep schools, in the United States, both of them ranked probably in the top 10, of the nation. What a game. You've got probably 4 or 5 Division I talent, on each side of the ball. And Lake Academy, what 7 foot, 6'9", 6'8"?
I think the shortest was 6'7" or 6'5" in that lineup there. And, Coach, as you mentioned, Brewster Academy moved up to number 2 in the country earlier this week. And so that victory out there was very key, getting it against Link. And, of course, that's 2 of your best programs in the nation. Yep. And they're the traveling teams that go everywhere.
Well, yeah, and, that's, a little bit different recruiting for them, than the regular, here in Illinois.
Yeah, you get what you bring up in your program, and every once in a while you get a transfer.
Yep.
Should be a great night. We had a chance to talk to Coach a little extra. So we got a 7-minute interview with Coach. So when we come back, we'll hear our Coach's comments brought to you by Kunis Honda, Kunis Hyundai, Faith Family, and Giving Back. This is Blue Devil Basketball right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
For many, your home and auto are 2 of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiberg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Kunis Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
And welcome back to the pregame show. Coach's comments are brought to you by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai, Faith Family, and Giving Back. And with me, the head coach of the Blue Devils, Brad Dance. And we get a week where we've had nothing to do except for wait for this ball game. And welcome back to the pregame show, sponsored by the Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai. Coach's comments, Faith Family, and Giving Back. With me, Andy Douglas, head coach of the Blue Devils. And this is the highlight. We have a nice tournament. We love our conference games. We like the shootouts we go. But this is where the Quincy High and Eric Stratman and the group have all worked together to really put a good venue together for 2 days. So it's really kind of neat because it's not only our games, which we're focused on, but it brings a lot of people in to watch some good basketball.
That's exactly what you have. You have a lot of great basketball out there, teams from all over the states playing and competing, getting after it, both here and at Notre Dame. It's a fun event. It takes a lot. A lot goes into it. Stratman does a phenomenal job of, organizing things, making sure things go well. And, I was talking to a couple of our players, and, they were asking, where do you think our shootout stands? It's like, well, this is becoming one of the well-known shootouts in the country. And a lot of that is the work that's been put in, but you also have teams like Wasatch Academy that have been here for numerous years that love coming back, and everywhere that they go, which their schedule is all on the road, they're telling teams, hey, if you got a chance, you need to get in the Quincy Shootout. So it's been pretty special, and this year is, I say it every year, it's the best one yet, but this has potential to be just that.
And I think the key is, too, that over the years, people weren't sure and trying to fill the void because so many were in so many different shootouts. We used a lot of local teams, so you get some good draws. That was nice. This year, there's no local flair in there at all except for the Notre Dame and Quincy High teams and the girls.
Yeah, that's it. And not to say that we won't go that route again. I think it adds a different dynamic when you're throwing a local team in and you get the local crowds in, and I think that's good as well. But these are high level teams from all over the place, and to be able to have that here in the city of Quincy, to be able to have that the Quincy name on the shootout and have it at Blue Devil Gymnasium, teams are in awe when they come and see the gym, and so I heard you have over 3,000 people at games. Is that true? And it's like, yeah, and they're in awe. So it's a pretty special thing to be a part of something like this.
All right, you threw a number out there, and I'm not sure if we've heard the final number. After they renovated the gym, what is the number of how many people we can fit?
That's a good question. I just keep saying 3,500.
That's what Matt Sharp. Well, and you go for Coach Pettit. He goes to the old number, and he's saying 5,000. So at Rocky, we had 5,000 people in here, and I go, okay, somewhere we're halfway in between.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up before the night's over. That's for sure.
I think Matt McClellan might have actually had that one out too. Some different teams again. We faced the teams around here, Vashon, Chaminade, teams like this. Now we get to take tomorrow night against Bishop O'Connell, which we're watching here a little bit over QND in the pit. But first of all, we got to take care of business, and this always falls on a Friday night with a Western Big Six game, and we've got to go out and show what we've got against the Geneseo team. Maybe down, but that's just what the cards you get dealt.
Yeah, it may be. It is, and we've talked about this. We've been in this position before. Tonight's not a night to take two steps back, and that's what our message was to our guys the other day. Is we're not at a point now of the season where if we take a step back, it's just one. If you this late in the season, if we have to take a step back, it's two, not just one. So we want to make sure that we're getting off to a great start, executing what we need to do both offensively, defensively, keep it clean, keep it crisp. And then whatever happens. But, we're going out with the same mentality that we should go out against Rocky, same mentality that we went out, at Moline. And when you're playing in front of, obviously our fans, but a different fan too. I mean, you're getting people from all over that are already here, coming from Chicago and Kansas City and Missouri. So it's a different crowd. So we need to make sure that we're on point tonight, and that'll help us move, in the right direction for tomorrow night's game.
Well, at least it wasn't like one of the first couple shootouts when we were on the road on Friday night at East Moline, I believe.
Yeah.
And it might have been every other year, but maybe the first 2 out of 3 years we were not even here.
I wasn't as tired on those road trips, I'll tell you that. No, but it is good. It's good to be here. It's good for our players to be able to see high-level competition. We got a lot of kids and a lot of kids in, around the gym in general, not just our kids, but others as well, that they want to go D1, and you have a first row seat to what D1 guys really look like, the bodies that they have, the work that they put in, and it's just great being able to watch high-level basketball.
And I think we had a point a couple years ago. We were looking at Staley and those guys, and that's when we pointed to our guys and said, if you want to be this is what you got to do.
Yeah, different level of toughness, and that's what we're going to have to play with tomorrow night. Playing against a really tough Bishop O'Connell team. We got to play with a different level of toughness. So they're able to see that first and foremost, and hopefully be able to motivate them a little bit. But I told them too. We're playing Bishop O'Connell, who's ranked in the country, but we're a pretty dang good ball club as well. So we're not expecting to just go out and compete and make it a game. We're expecting to go out and win.
We're going to send that message to the rest of the country. All right, now the bigger thing tonight, if you can believe bigger than the lineup that Link put out there, Lepp and Tom Lepper, we're going to have the gray out, and I want to see how many people are packed. Hopefully everybody in here, but even those who didn't, we'll have a good look there for Lepp.
Yeah, huge shout out to the Loudons, Jimmy and Julie. They've kind of spearheaded the T-shirt sales. They've taken that off of our plate, which is huge. And I don't have the final number, but we're well over 100 or 840 shirts sold, which is unbelievable. And because of that, we're able to surprise our crowd with a little something here at halftime that's going to benefit not only our basketball program, but most importantly, it's going to benefit kids in general. So we're excited to have a big announcement at halftime, and it's just a special moment. Any chance that we can get to honor Coach Lepper, the impact that he's had on my life, on our coaching staff's lives, on our players' lives, on our program's lives, and everybody that's really come into contact with him in one way, shape, or form. We want to do him justice. So tonight's another opportunity for that.
And I must say, I love the shirts. Not only does the TL54 look like a basketball, but you have the texture of a basketball too. So when you grab a hold, you're like, "This is sweet."
Yeah, I might get into apparel sales here before too long.
Call Andy Douglas at 555 so, Devils. So, well, hey, good luck tonight. We'll catch you after the ball game, and we'll look forward to that halftime announcement as well.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
And that's Andy Douglas. Coach's comments are brought to you by the Cunis Honda and Cunis Hyundai. Faith, family, and giving back. When we return, it's the Quincy Shootout. It's the Blue Devils and the Maple Leafs right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiburg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiburg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
And welcome back to Blue Devil Gymnasium. Jeff Wellman, Coach Pettit, here with a full house. Getting ready for our first game in the tournament. The shootout, I should say. The Quincy Shootout. And you heard Coach there. A lot of fun with Coach in that one. Of course, you got to take care of business tonight. It's the Western Big Six. And let's do a little quick flip rule to the Western Big Six. Coming into tonight, Quincy High is leading the conference at 7-0. Rocky 6-1. Moline's 5-2. East Moline 4-3. Sterling 3-4. Geneseo 2-5, Alleman 1-6, and Geneseo. Wait a minute, two Geneseos 0-7. That's Moline at 2-5. Not Moline. Coach, I got 8 teams. I'm trying to think who I'm missing there. Well, I'll have to double check that there. Geneseo, by the way, is 0-7. So no.
Is that the girls?
Yeah, no, that was the boys. I just happened to flip over there, and I put 2 of the same teams. Galesburg is 2-5. Thank you. Losing my mind there a little bit there. You know, when I do those flip-flops from a different position, I forget sometimes to bring over and change that out. You at home don't really care about that. It's the pregame show, and it's a great matchup. Hey, we're going to do a shout-out to Frank Cash. He's not feeling good, so he won't be to our right. Brock Hamsmeyer will not be behind us tonight, as he's not feeling very good as well. But we are here, and a lot of other people out here as well. We see Scott McGaffey and Aaron Zalas hanging out with Jim Beard and Mark Wicker. We saw Tom Payne and Aaron Payne up here, bringing back a lot of faces. And, you know, a lot of these people are showing up these games regular, but the shootout brings everybody out of the woodwork.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a premier event, you know, and like Coach was saying, you know, across the United States where teams want to come here and play, you know. So, I mean, we've seen Link Academy, 3-4 years, you know, Wasatch, you know, Academy, you know, your Chaminade, your Vashons. I mean, it's one of those places where, you know, if you want to see good basketball, if you want to see D1 basketball, you need to be here this weekend.
And by the way, in the pregame show, you know, early in the season, you heard Coach Douglas jump in on a pregame of the girls. You know, I had that interview still in the can. Well, on this one, Coach Dance, who won last night at Geneseo, he tried to sneak in there in the first 10 seconds. We immediately gave him a heave-ho out there. Coach won last night up there. As we'll get ready for the Blue Devil girls tomorrow. They'll take on Millard North out of Omaha, and that game will be at noon. So please join us out here at 11:45 as we're 1 minute before the starting lineups and all the festivities here at Blue Devil Gymnasium. Pom-Pom squad up around the upper deck as well as the lower deck as well. Devils are coming in at 18-1, 7-0 in the conference. Geneseo 0-17 and 0-7. Devils averaging almost 70 points a game, giving up 44 points a game. On the other side, Maple Leafs are just shy of 33 points a game, and they give up 60. We watched a little practice last night before the girls' game played against Geneseo. And, of course, they are coached by Ryan Hill. They're trying to do a good job up there at Geneseo. I tell you, sometimes the numbers are just the way it falls, and when you run into a buzzsaw like Quincy High, that's some tough stuff. And there's the chair out there with Coach Lepper's jersey on there. Listen to our public address announcer. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, Bryce Fantasia, a Culver graduate, in there against Jeremy Osborne at 9 o'clock.
Oh, and this is one of those where you come out at 9, you know what I mean, and you watch this great basketball all day long.
It will be a good one there tomorrow. And, of course, we're going to have a good one right here for the Devils first of all, and then we'll get into that. All right, now we're getting thank yous on this gray out night. There's Sarah, Jordan, and Brennan Lepper up on the board. They're a good shot of Coach playing for Lauren Wallace. We know Coach Andy Wagner in the group. Coach Douglas came around a few years later. Tom was a lot of fun. Of course, was here for 25 years as a coach. Coach Brenner down there on the far side. He coached with Lepper until he retired there in 2020. Right at the epidemic year, or the pandemic year, Brenner went home on Friday, February 13th, and never came back. I don't think the audio comes through our headsets very good, so really, we try to fill in the blanks a little bit here. Lepper was part of a team, too. I watched Millsap play. Millsap was strong. Of course, he went on to Western Illinois University. Lepp played at Quincy University. Steve Hawkins, the coach then. Hawk was around with a bunch of the guys last year, and Hawk down at SIU. So hopefully, if he's got the night off, he's checking this out as well.
Should be up here recruiting.
And I'm sure he has, as many of the still a couple guys out there. And, of course, in this system, there's all kinds of players here. That's probably the nice thing about the shootout now, too, is it has become something where coaches are coming, college coaches, much like we saw at Columbia College for the Sophie Classic, and, of course, Norm Stewart down there. But really with the Sophie, you see a lot more of the girls' action right there. But coaches could come in from all over the country, sit down and watch. Today it's a lot easier to find players. Back in the old days, it's get on the road like Bobby Knight, drive over Highway 104 and look at Wisman until he got Wisman. And then, of course, the great story John Potts tells about Wisman running wind sprints after a practice. Coach Knight said, "Do you know why you're running?" He said, "I do not." Came back a little later. He said, "Do you know why I'm running?" I said, "I do not." Finally, he said, "You're running because I had to make all those trips on 2-lane highways into Illinois to watch you play and recruit you." Sarah Lapper's talking now. Sarah's talking to Keyshawn Thomas, who broke Tom's record of single rebounds in a game at Sterling, then turned around a couple games later and beat Tom Lepper's all-time record. Michael Payne. And that was Sarah Lepper. Of course, she had mentioned that she met Tom when she was a junior at Notre Dame, and he was a senior over here. Now double checking, but I believe it's time for our national anthem. Waiting for everybody to get in position. And we'll stay here as we have our national anthem. And there's our national anthem. And as we get ready for the starting lineups, we'll take our break from our starting lineup sponsor, Blessing Health, Blessing Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. We've got you covered from head to toe here on mechasportsco.com.
From competitive youth sports to high school and college athletes to fitness enthusiasts, sports injuries can easily put you on the sidelines. Our orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians are here to diagnose and treat your sports injuries should they arise. Every step of your journey matters to us, and when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Back at Blue Devil Gymnasium, Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit, mechasportsco.com. As we're getting the starting lineup, first of all for the Maple Leafs. Wait for the last one to come in, and we'll give you those before we go on to our rest of it. And there we go. All right, your starting lineups for the Geneseo Maple Leafs. They will go with Grady Bernhall. He wears number 1. He's 5'11", a junior. Brody Clements, number 11, 5'9", junior. Cruz Ludwig, a 6'1", senior. Quinn Van Kierenbrock, a 6-foot junior. And Owen Parker, number 35, a 6'6", senior. And the Maple Leafs are coached by Mr. Ryan Hill. Of course, in the first matchup against the Blue Devils earlier in the season, that was at Geneseo, where we were just last night. Devils came out after the first quarter up 29-8. Check that, 29-9. 48-17 at half, 69-24 in the third. They won 71-34. Longcore had 21, Thomas with 12, and Owen Parker, the big guy on the other side, had 15. So we know we got to do our business, Coach. Obviously, coming out here on the game tonight, we know we can beat Geneseo. We know they're at the bottom of the conference. So we've got to play well, play within ourselves, and still give everybody, including our fans, a little bit of a good reason to come out here and dominate.
It's going to be one of those games to where, you know, you sit back and stay focused, do your job. Don't need to be real fancy. Good things will come, you know, if you get out there and play defense and rebound.
And here's Titus Petty. We'll take you to the Blue Devil pregame ceremony. Coach, you still got to love that. I know you do every time we see that. And you got to believe that Brewster Academy and Link's seen it the last few times, but you got to believe Brewster Academy loves it as well. Were they here last year at all? I could not remember who was all in the last year's game. Each year it changes a little bit. And, of course, the Blue Devils, all seniors in the starting lineup. And here's the way Andy Douglas' squad will look. At number 5, Cameron Wires, 5'10" guard. He keeps everything rolling, and we talk about his 0 to 60. It's electric. And it's not. It's gas-powered, really, to get to 0 to 60. Bradley Longcourt III, 2 3-pointers from tying Jeremiah Talton, 3 to take over. He's 6'4", heading to Santa Clara. Austin Pease, Dom Clay, number 14, 6'3". He has really been electric on both sides of the ball. Mark Louthan, number 20, 6'5". After the ankle injury, he's coming back a little bit stronger. And in the middle, feed me, Seymour, feed me. Number 42, Keyshawn Thomas, 6'6". And the Devils are coached by Andy Douglas, assisted Bruce Bonas, Ryan Brown, and Jeff Obert. I imagine Bishop O'Connell, if they got done at the pit, would come over here and try to do a little scouting, or maybe they just went home and sat in front of the TV to watch it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the way things are done nowadays.
You want your stool, or you get back to the seat? Is it still under there?
No. It's gone.
Your tall stool?
Yep.
Oh.
They're gone.
Somebody's in the front row behind us. Of course, the Blue Devils in their home white trimmed in blue. The Maple Leafs, unlike last night in pink, on pink night in Geneseo, this is Blue Devil night. They're in their road green, trimmed in white. Owen Parker in the center circle waiting.
I think it's going to be very important how we get started here. You know, quickly, you know, make sure you put pressure on the defensive end, you know, get some steals and transition offense. Get some easy looks, get this game started.
Louthan in the center circle. Tip goes up. And coming in to get the ball was Clements for the Maple Leafs, who have the basketball to start the game. Devils hanging their hat on man-to-man. 5 on the perimeter, even though Owen Parker's the big man. He did take the ball to the hole a few times, the redhead. We have a shot clock here as well, although the shot clock, oh no, we're not, because it's a conference game, Coach. Yep. So this is one of the games that's not. Here's a steal by BL3 in transition. Clay gets it back to Bradley. I looked up there and I forgot, since this is a conference game, there is no shot clock. Wires to the left side, through traffic, all the way to the hole, no good. Keyshawn, offensive board, no good. Keyshawn, another offensive board, good. Could have had an and one there. Keyshawn with the first basket of the game and the first 2 rebounds.
Good effort on the offensive glass on the first possession by the Blue Devils.
Devils play a little man-to-man full court passive. Van Kierenbrock with Clay on him. Clay reaches in a couple times. Ball set to the left side, into the left wing. Owen Parker comes around the formation, and taking the ball away is Louthan. Here's BL3 all the way to the basket, and before he gets there, about 8 feet out, he's got Grady Bernal, the first foul of the ball game.
They call that a breakaway foul or no? Guy was behind him, reached in, grabbed him.
Devils will get it on their own baseline with Dom Clay triggering. It goes out to Louthan, top of the key, into the high post. Keyshawn working against Parker, strong to the hole, off the glass, but Keyshawn's going to shoot free throws. 1:10 into this ball game.
I love when Keyshawn catches the ball up there on the elbow, faces up, jab step, and goes. Very tough to guard. Very tough to guard.
And Parker had a good game last time we had Geneseo. He played good ball. Get him with the first foul of the ball game. Keyshawn connects on the first. We had those little hiccups for 2 or 3 games there. Keyshawn has broke through there. Makes the first. He'll have one more. I knew I said that. Missed the second. 3-0 Devils.
Kind of leaned a little forward on that one instead of staying straight up and down.
Coach says stay on the line. 1-2-2 coming out. 3-quarter court. Wires tips the ball away on the far side as he was falling down. BL3 tried to make a move. Bernal was already there, so Bradley will commit his first foul. And it's 1 apiece. Devils and Maple Leafs.
Half a step slow. Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
And glad everybody's out here tonight. For those who are not out here at our home, glad you're listening and watching here on megasportsco.com. Full day tomorrow, noon for the girls. 7:30 tomorrow night, folks. Tonight was a 7:15 start, even though it was a little later maybe. Ball goes down to Parker on the block, trying to make some moves. Keyshawn bangs him. Ball going out of bounds. Keyshawn touched it last. Owen Parker now goes down to the low block. 2 at the top of the key. Cutting to the basket. Bernhall. Ball comes out in the left corner. To the top of the key, but Wires is there for a steal. Cameron goes all the way in and lays it in. Went up with that last step like, hey, I think I got enough juice up there for the dunk. Realized 2 points is good enough. 5-0 Devils with a lead. 1-2-2. Clay at the point. Wires and Loncourt at the high post. Low post, Louthan and Thomas. Louthan gets the rebound on the missed shot by the Maple Leafs. Down the left side of the court. BL3 through the legs, pulls up, 20-footer, good. BL3 connects behind the screen of Thomas. And, of course, that 3 is brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
BL3 kind of slowed down a little bit, so Keyshawn comes set that screen for him, for the wide open 3 look.
And I'm sure if one of the Maple Leafs would have popped out, it would have been a pass inside. Nice shot from the left side, and that was taken by Cruz Ludwig. And he breaks into the scoring column after the Devils start with the first 8 points. Devils waste no time. Bradley Loncourt gets the assist. Keyshawn gets the basket. And again, I think it's go to Keyshawn all night long. Start inside, then work out. And travel in the backcourt.
Well, that was a thank you for the screen last time down the road. So, BL3 took it to the hole, got into the paint, brought 3 guys to him, then made the easy pass for the easy layup.
We talk about making sure you feed the big guy in there, especially on the hard work on the boards. And if he's running the floor. Ball on the right side, Louthan. Back to the top, Dom Clay. He'll find Wires in the left corner. Wires was stopped on the drive, but then brought it back in. Kicks it over to the right side from 22. BL3 from 22. He's hit the first 2 shots from 3, and that one, of course, is WoodmartBuildingCenter.com.
And once again, Wires getting the ball into the paint and then kicking it out, for the wide open step into a 3.
Cameron had an opportunity to take it himself after the hesitation dribble.
Oh.
He did a hesitation, then beat his man to the hole, and just as he got within about 5 feet of the hole, and I think there was help coming, he had Bradley set up, and he goes, there's a high percentage shot of the right wing. Here you go, BL3.
Yep.
Timeout taken there.
Very, very unselfish play by the Blue Devils, where, every basket that they make, I think almost has an assist on it here, in the first, 3 minutes and 13 seconds of the game.
And, of course, if you're thinking of your math back there, 8 minus 313 is 4:47 left in the first. Lots of kids coming out to watch tonight. We saw Brandon Lee and his wife, Leah. Not with their 3 kids, but the 3 nephews, as we get to talk to them a little bit there. Leah, of course, a water cutty. Elliot, her brother, was here as well. The kids really love the Devil and, of course, Titus Petty. We're back to action. Devils in the 1-2-2 3-quarter court. Owen Parker gets it in the front court. The big man looks for his guard. He'll send it to the left side. Clements with the white headband around. Tipped away. Keyshawn playing out there at the guard against Bernal. I know I keep looking for that shot clock now that it's embedded into my head. Louthan on the right side. He's got Ben Kierbrock. Brings a dribble out to the left side. Tipped away. Dom Clay. Oh, Dom was ready to break away. Owen Parker still had the ball. It's on the floor. Keyshawn dives on the floor. Ball out of bounds, and there's a whole group of people. 3 of the Devils helping up Keyshawn. A couple of Maple Leafs helping up Parker. Maple Leafs under their own basket. Bernal will trigger. Cutting to the strong side. Now they'll go back up high. Dom went for it. Wasn't there. Pulling up for a little 14-footer. No good. BL3 gets the rebound for the Devils. Across the timeline. To the right side, Keyshawn from behind the arc. Off the front of the iron. Long rebound comes out to the Maple Leafs. They work the right side. Good job by BL3 stopping the drive of Clements. Clements has it back in the right corner.
Stopping the drive, then challenging the shot without getting into him.
And Clements was walking by Brock, was going to shuffle it to him, and it went right to Andy Douglas. Andy let it go to Coach Bonas or Brown, one of those two. So Devils basketball after the turnover. 4 on the perimeter. In the short corner on the right side is Keyshawn. To the right side. Dom Clay looked, stopped, kicks it over left corner. BL3 pulls up from the corner. Good from 3. BL3 from the left corner, his 3rd. And the Devils lead 16-2 with 3:26 left in the first quarter. A quick 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here with that. And so Devils coming out right off the bat and finding the open man. And
well,
BL3 feels it.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of good penetration against the zone, getting it into the paint, and then kicking it out for, you step into the wide open looks, you're going to make a better percentage of those than, when you're challenged and got a hand in your face.
Oh, and I forgot about that. Coach, you let me forget. Bradley's second three-pointer tied him with Jeremiah Talton, and that's the reason the timeout was called. His third three-pointer just made BL3 the all-time three-point leader. We talked about it, and I asked Brock today, 2, right? And he said, 2 what? I said, 2 three-pointers. He said, yes, to tie, 3 to win. 3 to win. They're 3 to take over. And with that, Bradley opens it up with the first 3, and he is the all-time three-point leader here for the Quincy High Blue Devils. Third all-time leading scorer. Devils come out in the 1-2-2. Clements being hounded by Wires. Wires lets him get across the timeline. Then Clay and him both go to the trap. Ball hits the floor. We'll get a jump ball out of that, as Clements was not giving that basketball up. 3:12 left in the first quarter. 16-2. Devils with the lead. Official down here talking to the coach. BL3 from the corner. Now they got to come out and guard him. That opens up the middle. BL3 from 24. Good. BL3 is feeling, and knowing that he knows he's only going to play about half the game, if he's in the groove, just keep sending it out there. Also, Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. Check out Kevin today for kitchen and bath repair, wood, widgets, you name it. Good job by the Devils to keep it alive. Owen Parker gets it in the front court, though. Misses the 3. Keyshawn with a rebound.
Good, strong rebound by Keyshawn.
BL3 from 24. What is the record for most in a game, Coach?
Have no idea.
I forgot what it was, too. I know Talton had a bunch one game, and I know Job had an unbelievable Collinsville tournament. Dom Clay with a steal. Clay goes in, misses. We're going to get a technical. Yep, and Clay deserves it. As on that play, Bernhall fouled. It really was just a foul going to the basket.
Yep.
Dom wanted to, show it, and you've heard Coach talk about we got the best D1 talkers in the country, but you got to be able to back it up as well. So Dom will get to shoot 2. And in this, it's the same scenario as if they would have called the foul. Maple Leafs are going to get the ball anyway. The only difference is we'll go down and shoot a couple shots, and then Maple Leafs will get the ball. And Dom shakes his head. He understands. For Dom, it'll be his first foul on the technical. Devils' second foul. Actually, third. Did they call Dom for a foul, too? Bradley had a foul.
I think Dom got the technical bumping into him. So
right, so that's only one.
Well, it should be, 1 free throw or 2 free throws, whatever the technical foul is now down there. And then have Dom shoot his 2, or you're going to have Dom shoot his 2 first.
Right.
Shoot their 2 down there and then take the ball out of bounds.
Right, Maple Leafs will get the ball, so that's why. A lot of guys sitting over there at the table waiting to go in for both teams. Foul was called on, they got 42 up on the board. And that must be from the last play somewhere, because the foul was called on Bernhall, and it should be his second. As they work out what's going on here. Well, let's get back to action, guys. 2:23 left first quarter action. Devils lead 22-2. Coach Douglas talking to the official right now.
I do not understand what's going on.
Yeah, it seems when you got a game coming out starting like this, it should be pretty simple. I got 2 shots. He got fouled. We then had a technical on Dom. Even though the guy pointed to both of them, I think it was all Dom. I mean, they might have bounced each other. Maybe they did decide to call
a double technical.
I
don't know.
Now, if that's the case,
then just shoot the free throws and go.
Right, and give it to the Maple Leafs, because obviously the other two nullify each other.
Now
right?
we have the brain trust talking.
Indeed, our officials tonight, which I did not get a list of who our officials were tonight, so I can't give that to you. We do get stats, I believe, Coach, at the end of the quarters, or half maybe.
I hope so.
They've got some that were for the last games, unless it was just the last games.
Well, Brewster Academy and Link Academy,
I'd hang on to that one. You might see some guys in the NBA there in the future. All right, we're on the line. Dom's going to shoot 2. BL3 will stay in there. 4 of the Maple Leafs will stay as Clements will be behind him at the top of the key.
Did you ever figure out what happened?
Well, right now it looks like we got the right part of it all. Clay is made. He's got a scholarship there to play football. Understandable with that substitution. And Dom hits both free throws. So the first free throws of the night. And Dom takes a seat. Milton Whitfield in the game, Jarius Rice Jr., and also Rico Clay Jr. Keyshawn stays in as well as BL3. In the 1-2-2 three-quarter court. Down the left side of the court, also in the ball game, Jack Chris. Ball goes into the right corner, trying to drive baseline. Steps out of bounds. But the reason he stepped out of bounds was because Keyshawn threw a little body at him. So Keyshawn's first foul. Devils third. What I have. They got 4 on the other side? That can't be right. I've only got 2 on the other side. I do have 3. I'll worry about that later on. 24-2. Maple Leafs with the basketball on the baseline. Cutter's coming every which way. Could not get it in, so he just bounced it off BL3's leg. Bradley couldn't jump out of the way, so let's try this one again. Van Keurenbrock to trigger. 3 Cutters go, finally in the corner. Carlson has the ball. Back out to the right side, and with a dribble to the back, top of the key. Devils staying in that man-to-man. Ball tipped into the backcourt. And one official looks to the other, says the ball was not tipped. I thought it was tipped by the Devils. And now I don't know if the lower official gave it to him or if the guy that was asking said, you know what, I saw that, and I asked you, I expected you to back me up. 2 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. 24-2, Devils with the lead. Clements will go into the backcourt for the Maple Leafs. Whitfield on him. Talk about his hands and energy. Milton playing D. Ball goes to the left side. That's Chris. Back to the top. Ludwig will send it back to the left side on the wing. Inside. Big man's trying to go on Rico Clay. Owen Parker's out right now. Clements tracks down the ball in the left corner. Clements tries to step in. Whitfield just blocks it with 2 hands and takes it away. Whitfield in transition. Keyshawn from the right corner. Keyshawn, no good. It was quick, and it was a step back, but Keyshawn had a good look at it. Maple Leafs in the half-court set. To the left side to the basket. Oh, a good reverse layup there. No good, though. Keyshawn Thomas the rebound for the Blue Devils. In transition. BL3. He's had 5 threes in the first quarter. 1 minute left still. Rice Jr. with a great crossover dribble. A pull-up from the corner, no good. Rico Clay Jr. with a rebound. Rice makes a cut. Goes back out to BL3. Quickly covered there. Chris said, I've got him. Inside 1 minute first quarter, 24-2. Devils started with an 8-point run. They're right now in the middle of a 13-point run. Check that. Whitfield cuts to the basket, and he scores.
Good strong move by
He
Mr.
snuck by
Whitfield.
me there. We're on a nice 18-point run right now. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Whitfield right there with Rice Jr. Rice Jr. steals it. Rice dropped it about 3 different times. BL3 picks it up. Behind the back on the short corner. Milton Whitfield steps back in the corner. Good from 3 on the left corner. Milton Whitfield. And that 3, of course, brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
Good ball movement by the Blue. Oh, another steal.
Whitfield on the floor. Gets it to Rice. 6 seconds left in the quarter.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta
Rice
go,
doesn't
gotta
realize.
go.
BL3 pulls from 26. Off the front of the iron. The only one he missed in the first quarter. And we have played 8 minutes from Blue Devil Gymnasium. The Quincy Shootout. It's the Blue Devils 29, the Maple Leafs 2. We're back with second quarter action right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made from scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
For another game. Or 2.
Exactly. Coach Pettit and I chatting about the TL 54 shirts. They look great out there. I like the long sleeve. They're a little darker as well. Kind of like our first year Mega Sports Blue Devil and Raider shirts. I really like them with the logo off the side. I like that on the shoulder. Shane Barnes is in the house. Good to see Coach Barnes. He spent many years out there as well. Got a little more silver in his hair out there. Second quarter will start off. It'll be Maple Leaf basketball. Jareus Rice Jr. in there with Milton Whitfield. Cameron Wires back in. Rico Clay Jr. and Mark Louthan. And Rice steals the ball in the backcourt. All the way to the hole. Layup good. Rice gets his first basket of the night. Devils are on the run right now of 23 straight points. Of course, 31-2. And most people anticipated the Devils coming out like this. But fans are still staying because they want to watch the action. And you're going to watch the subs in here later on. Give them a chance. Owen Parker is back in. Owen. Well, that was interesting. Rico stayed in position.
Offensive foul.
That's what I wondered there, but really I didn't think it was that bad. Owen Parker dropped his shoulder a little bit. Not that bad, especially when you're playing in a shootout. He got whistled. That was just a good no call, really. But it's his second foul. Devils with the ball in the half-court set. Right side, Whitfield. Whitfield just hit the three. Already been tough on defense. So is Rice Jr. Right side, Whitfield. Man-to-man coming out of the Maple Leafs. Wires has it back at the top. He's going to pull up for the 17-footer. No good. Louthan getting around Bernhall to tip the ball, but tracking it down was the Maple Leafs.
Good effort by Louthan on the offensive glass.
Bernhall, Ludwig right now in the game. Carlson on the right side. Parker inside. He kicks it back out. Three-pointer and a nice shot there. Cruz Ludwig, he's got all 5 points right now for the Maple Leafs. 31-5, Devils with the lead. They had an 8-point run in the first quarter. They just stopped that run of 23 points. Rice all the way to the hole. Rice just blew by everybody. Little hesitation dribble. Jareus has two. Baskets, that is. Jakai Castleman up here checking in with us a little earlier. He hasn't had many games to work since we haven't been in the Blue Devil girls gym. We'll be there before you know it. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be here.
We've got a few of them there coming up.
From the left side, three-pointer, Bernhall. No good. Went up and it hit the shot clock or the clock. Either way, it's out of bounds. It will be Blue Devil basketball. 6:13 left first half. 33-5. Wires will bring it across the timeline. In the right corner to Whitfield. Trailing the play was Louthan. Moves three more passes around to the left corner. Wires goes in the short corner to Rico Clay Jr. Back out high to Whitfield. Whitfield send it to the right. Give it to Rice Jr. Inside 6 minutes left in the half. Look for a pick and roll. It wasn't there. Wires now. Hesitation. Kind of looks for giving it into Clay Jr., but somebody picked him up all along the way. Milton Whitfield missed the shot, but here you got the juniors after it. Rice and Clay. Rice came away with it, and then Jareus working his way down, used the off arm as if he was taking out the defensive back coming up on him, and he'll be whistled for the offensive foul.
I was going to say, the two football players were going after that offensive rebound, that's for sure.
Rice was looking to give a little bounce pass on the pick and roll, but the Maple Leafs did a good job of sealing in on Rice. Check that on Rico Clay Jr. Top of the key. Rice almost gets the steal. With the ball was Chris. Into the left corner. Shot good from three. And that was Grayson Carlson with a three-pointer. 2 threes in this quarter for the Maple Leafs. Devils go inside. 13-footer. Clay misses it. Clay steals the ball from down around Parker's knees. Parker went down to grab it. Rico was there. 5 minutes left in the quarter and the half. Stick around. We'll break this one down. Tell you about some of the other games going on here at the Shootout as well. Top of the key, Louthan comes around the screen. Rico steps in for the screen. Almost taking the ball away, but we'll have a foul. Coming from the weak side was Chris. Reaching on the arm before Rico could take it back up. For Jack, I've got him for one foul. Second team foul on the Maple Leafs in this quarter. One on the Blue Devils with 4:50 left. Lobbed out at the charity stripe. Bounced in at 13-foot. Rico Clay gets it back out to Wires. Now there's the roll. Good job. Wires gets the assist. Rico Clay Jr. gets the bucket.
Good execution on the offensive end. Setting up your sets, and then getting a good look at the basket.
And they're actually looking one deeper each set. There's an opening on the first part, but it's not quite there, and they're actually following up on that for a better pass. Driving down on Whitfield. I would not go down there. Oh, and blocking the ball from the weak side was Wires. Taking that shot was Carlson. Here come the Devils. Rice realizes he's picked up, and we'll get the ball back out and reset the offense.
Good patience.
Wires going to use a screen from Rico Clay Jr. to the right side. He goes all the way to the hole, uses the left hand, and scores. Wires with his second bucket of the night. And that's so good about Cameron this year. Not only is he quick to the hole, his hesitation dribbles and change of direction.
And he's been under control. Hey, no wild passes going, the one-handed flips going, three-quarter court or, side to side. He's been under control for the most part this year on the offensive and the defensive end.
So what you're saying is coming off the bench last year, he was out of control a few times?
Well,
I would agree with you.
But once again, it's that extra year of maturity, and getting the bulk of the playing time. Last year, he was in and out a lot. Coach would, pull the plug a little bit on him, when he get out of control. And, he learned from that last year, and he's having a great, great senior season.
Devils in substitution. Dom Clay back in the game. Trace Ruth in the game as well. Wires stayed in. BL3 came in as well as Keyshawn. Ruth at the top. Hesitation. Right side. BL3 passed up the 3. Now looks back. Bounces it into Keyshawn. Nice shot. I would have used the glass myself. He had a great angle. Kind of in between, straight at the basket and banking it. It was an in-between shot.
One of those tweeners.
Anytime you have the chance, the board is your friend. Especially the big old square backboards they have these days. What am I talking about? It's been these days for many moons. Approaching 3 minutes left in the half. Devils get back in the 1-2-2 three-quarter court. You got to stay a little fresh and stay with it. Owen Parker inside. Keyshawn came down for a double team. Parker stepped out to the wing. Parker's 3, no good. Clements had it briefly until Ruth tipped it away. Here comes Dom Clay and the alley-oop. Oh, and Bradley was up. Wasn't going to dunk it, but he laid it in, and it bounced off the rim, no good. In transition, Maple Leafs missed the ball. Inside should have been an offensive or defensive goaltending. I swear the Keyshawn blocked that. Dom Clay on the long pass, the alley-oop. Which, think of this, the alley-oop, it came back from our generation. As, of course, you can watch, was that the Tropics with Will Ferrell, the old ABA thing. And they talked about the alley-oop. It was funny hearing it like that. Cameron Wires, the foul. His first. There's the alley, and here's the oop. Basically, it's a throwing the ball up and having a dunk. And that thing came definitely from back them days. The old ABA. I still haven't bought my Dr. J ABA basketball. It's on sale right now. I'll have to get that before it goes off sale. I'm sure they'll still have it for me if I want it. 2:15 left in the first half. Devils lead 39-8. We have not called it out since the Maple Leafs haven't scored. They have 2 3-pointers. They have scored 6 in the quarter. Devils staying in the man-to-man. They have run the 1-2-2 three-quarter court. Hello, Randy Hughes. Inside double team. Nowhere to go. Wires tipped it when it came back to Clements. Clements in trouble, and he's in big trouble because right there was Keyshawn Thomas. Thomas blocked the shot and saved it. Ruth tried to tip it, and Keyshawn blocks another shot. It's going inside Chris. Went up, did a double pump. Keyshawn was not faked by the double pump and swatted out. The only thing better than that would be if your guard gets it, and the old Bill Russell. Keep the ball in play on a block shot.
Easier said than done.
That is so true. There's a steal by BL3. BL3 comes down and throws it down. BL3 with the dunk, his first 2-pointer of the night to go with the 5 threes in the first quarter.
And once again, the defensive pressure with the deflections and, going down the other end for easy baskets.
Devils stay in their man-to-man. Hey, you heard us talking in our nice 7-minute interview with Coach today. You got to keep doing the same things, and BL3 just takes a steal there. Wires lobs it up. BL3, pulled it from behind, missed the dunk. Pass wasn't quite there, but BL3 did a nice job of getting it. And down to the block for the Maple Leafs, it was Van Kierenbrock. He made the move and then drug the foot. That's traveling. Devils get the basketball back. Chris will take a seat. Owen Parker back in the game for the Maple Leafs. Also, the other big boy in there, Cale Whitaker. He's got some size as well. Not as tall, I would say, a Maple Leaf football player. Ball on the left side, Keyshawn Thomas. We're in 1 minute of the second quarter. BL3 sends it back to the corner. Wires did a drive and was going to send it to Trace Ruth in the right corner, but threw it right in the hands of Cruz Ludwig for Geneseo. Geneseo set in the lineup. Van Kierenbrock to the right side, Owen Parker. He's got Keyshawn on him, starts to make a move. Yep, Owen Parker dribbled it off his foot, and it'll be Blue Devil basketball.
34.8 to go, 41-8 here in the first half with, 30 seconds to go in the second period.
Indeed. Kylene Holstein over here to our right, the secretary for Chris Klingel. A lot of TL 54 shirts tonight, as this is gray out night for Coach Lepper. Down to 20 seconds left in the half. BL3 will set it up from the right side at half court. Keyshawn's in the high post. Wires in the left corner. Right corner, Trace Ruth. Now the left wing is Dom Clay. Gets the ball. He looked at it. He said, hey, is it time yet? BL3 drives and goes right into Keyshawn. Give the assist to BL3. Give Keyshawn another basket. A nice pick and roll. And actually, it was more of a slip there. And we are at halftime. Blue Devils 43, Maple Leafs 8.
Yeah, I mean, dominant performance by the Devils in the first half, especially on the defensive end. And, the defensive end turned into easy baskets in the transition.
And it's halftime here. Blue Devils up 43-8. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiberg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiberg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Kunis Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Thank you.
Back at halftime, and I'm going to be quiet here. The score is 43-8. Pom-Pom squad's going. Let's watch them for a second. Ben Morrison out there.
Yeah, they did call a double technical.
So Bernhall's got 2 or 3 now. Three, okay. Hey, you can read that out when we get back to after this. And there's the pom-pom squad out there. Coach, I tell you what, one of the girls in the pom-pom squad has found the Cunis golf course because she's got a heck of a tan. And, Jeff Kahn's still playing golf, during all of our breaks. He's just getting everybody excited about it. And there's a lot of places to play golf, too, and practice as well. So get out there in the dead of winter. Here it is, halftime. Devils lead 43-8. It started off with the Devils running up the first 8 points of the game. After giving up 2, the Devils ran the next 21 to lead 29-2 after 1. Scored the first basket of the second quarter. Gave up a couple three-pointers. And at 23, took that 33-8. Devils ran off the last 10 points of the half to lead 43-8. What do you got on stats in the first half?
Well, yeah, the stats that, I look at right now, the Blue Devils have forced 16 turnovers, off Alleman with their defense, in the first half. They've outscored them 25-3 off of turnovers. The Blue Devils take care of the basketball, sharing the basketball. They've had 17 made baskets. 9 of them have been assisted on, and they've taken care of the basketball, with 2 turnovers, and then they've, obviously out-rebounded them 15-10, and kept them off the offensive glass. They've got 3 offensive rebounds, Geneseo does, so they're doing a good job of, being one and done, and challenging the shots.
Indeed. And, of course, some of the other stats from the first, of course, I'd kind of fallen asleep on it as you heard it in the broadcast, and that was BL3. He had 2 3-pointers, 3, and that took him over Jeremiah Talton. He needed 2 to tie, 3 to take over the all-time threes. He's hitting 5 in the first half. He's got 17 points already in the first half, but I got a feeling it'll be a short night for the starters and giving everybody else a chance to run too. But I would still start the guys in the second half, keeping them fresh and giving a few minutes to still run out some things there too, because, as we know, it's all about wins for the team. But, guys do put personal goals out there as well. So, it's really tough in a game. It doesn't matter what sport it is. When you pull guys off the floor earlier, off the field earlier, they don't get to some of those stats. Now, I will also go on the other side of that. I hate seeing guys stand in games, and especially in football or something, until they just trounce people. And there's nothing learned by that, but that's just my take on that.
And, in a game of, this statue where they're at right now, at halftime, you don't want Bradley Longcore going up and dunking and stepping on somebody's foot and fracturing a, bone in his ankle, to where he has to sit out for, the rest of the year. You don't want anything like that. So, let's get them out here. Let's stay sharp. Let's run our stuff. Let's get after it defensively, and then turn it over and let the people that have pushed this group all year long get in and finish this thing off and have their night to shine.
Yeah, Coach, while you were talking about Bradley stepping on an ankle, I'm looking straight down at Kate Medemeyer walking across the floor and thinking about her. She had that injury down there against Stratford at Columbia College, the Sophie Classic. Tore her ACL. Her season's done, but she is right there as an assistant. She was the assistant coach on the floor anyway. She's the lone senior, and she was really doing a lot of work out there on the floor, not only rebounding and defense. She made some great passes, kind of reminding us of Foley and Brown last year. She stepped into that role, and so she's still going to be there. It's just a shame she's not on the floor for some of them key moments. And, of course, Hamby was down last night. Great game for the girls last night as they won that one 65-37. 65, by the way, as we did concur. In that game, 4 Devils had double figures, 23 from Brown, 14 from Longcore, 14 from Nicholson, 10 from our player of the game, Mia Ellifritz, who had her first start last night. And looking at that, I saw the Nicholsons earlier, and I said, Chloe is doing so much. She gets 14 points. Normally, she won't get that many points. But when you put assists and steals, block shots, she pretty well checks all the boxes. And last night, the good news was Miley hit her threes. Also, Jada decided to step and face the basket and take the shot was given her instead of driving in hard on everyone, because she gets double and triple teamed sometimes. And I'm going to tell you, she needs to get some breaks there, as Kenny Holtz will wave out there, a legend from yesteryears. But the girls are looking pretty good, and come out here tomorrow as they play Millard North. Millard is playing tonight against Vashon. Vashon's women are only like 2-8. They've only won a couple ball games, and then the men play afterwards. That's kind of a neat thing that Stratman has put together there. You get 4 games over at the pit, bring a couple of these teams in, let them play on their home floor down there, and then bring Vashon up here to play tomorrow. Hey, there's the buzzer for halftime already. As we're through the half, we'll stay here as we've got the second half ready to go. Coach Pettit and myself, Jeff Wellman, as Devils lead this one 43. And I was going to put how much of a run that was, but we're still in that run into the third quarter going into from halftime. Still a good crowd in here. And I think it's just when the team plays that good and they're on that kind of a run, it is a community event, much like when you play Notre Dame. And so people want to stay and watch the action. No reason to head home too soon. What are you going to do there? Sleep? Watch the news?
Well, you could go home and, pull your TV up, go to YouTube, throw Mecca Sports Co. and watch the second half.
There you go. Nice call, Coach.
And well, listen to us, yeah.
And even when you go home, you can still watch these games as they're always accessible to everybody. That's the nice thing about it on our website. Our games are always there, and we don't pull stuff down. You get our call all the time as the way it is. Waiting for some guys to clear the floor. Devils will start with the basketball in the second half. Cameron Wires, Dom Clay, Mark Louthan, BL3, that's Bradley Loncourt III, and Keyshawn Thomas in the high post. Maple Leafs come out. Bernhall with 3 fouls, still out there. Owen Parker, the big man. Clements, here's a shot from 21. Good. Dom Clay off the right side, 3 passes. Dom hits his first 3, brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. Jack McKenzie Way, that's 12th and Seminary Road.
Good movement on that first offensive set. Got the wide open look for Dom out there.
Devils in their man-to-man set.
Oh,
Bernhall's ball got
right.
tipped from behind. Dom. And here's Keyshawn. Keyshawn goes down, misses the dunk. I think Dom was a little bit ahead of him, but much like we've seen earlier in the season, I got this one covered. 45 seconds into the third quarter. Clements, Ludwig, Parker, Bernhall. Shot from outside, no good. Louthan kept it alive. Clements was there. Clements might have got hit in the face. He got back up. Good job.
I think he's got popped a couple of times.
Louthan was an accident there on the rebound. Owen Parker steps back for a 3. Parker no good. Louthan with a rebound.
Nice box out by Louthan.
He does all the little things there. You don't see him. He'll have some big nights. Pick and roll. Good job. BL3, another assist. Give Keyshawn the basket. You love to see him work that. And I don't care if you've got a team that you're beaten by 30 or 40 or it's a 1-point game. Watching a well-designed pick and roll is sweet. Clement pulls up. Oh, and Clement. Wires went ahead and stayed off him. Brody hit the shot. It rolled around the rim a couple times. Wires goes the other way. Oh, off the iron. Nice little finger roll there from Wires. Owen Parker on this end. Parker with a nice shot. 2 baskets in a row for the Maple Leafs. By the way,
4-point run for Geneseo here.
and that closed out that 17-point run that the Devils had from the second quarter into the third. Their third run of the game. BL3 got off base a little bit there. Went to put it up off the glass. And he must have been going left because the ball didn't get up much. Inside 6 minutes, third quarter action, 48-12. Devils with a very comfortable lead here. Ryan Hill, the coach for the Maple Leafs, again, doing the right things out here and what makes them a team of building a new foundation for them. And it's tough when you haven't won a ball game. Short corner back and now it's Van Kerenbrock. Keyshawn comes out on him. Van Kerenbrock gets out at about 28 feet. Left-hand dribble looking inside for Owen Parker. Dom Clay is on him, fronting him. Back screen. Now Parker pops out. Keyshawn picks him up. Ball has to go back out to Bernhall. Works to the right side. 4 on the perimeter. Clement starts to drive. Clement, nice little shuffle out into this corner. But it hit Dom's hip first. Out of bounds with 5:10, and we've got a line change. If you're in hockey, that means all 5 guys jump out on the floor. The good news is they stopped the game for a second so we can check it. Jareus Rice Jr., Milton Whitfield, Trace Ruth, Avion Tate for his first appearance, and Rico Clay Jr. in the 1-2-2. Actually, he match up more man-to-man now. And it's in the half-court set. Devils came out like it was the 1-2-2, but they forgot the basket was being handed to the Maple Leafs under their own basket. So 3 of the Devils got back and played defense on that one. That gave a 6-point run by the Maple Leafs. Whitfield, great move to the right side, got the ball up high and kept it away from the defenders. Great to see him in the lineup there, using that athletic ability and energy. So much positive energy. Clements, ball was tipped away. Ruth picks it up. Skips over left side. Rico Clay, up, under. Tries to put it on the glass. Avian Tate, he'll get the offensive rebound. Give Tate his first basket.
Well, and that's one thing Coach was talking about at the beginning of the year. 5 starters, he had no question about who they were, and how well they were going to play. So where is he going to get the bench minutes, to get them, time off and with foul trouble, or give them a little bit of a break, to sit down and catch their breath. I think they found 3 or 4 that can come off the bench and help them.
And Tate had the chance to get into some games early because Whitfield wasn't here yet.
Yep.
Bouncing it off Tate. He's kind of bummed that it went off his knee. As Bernhall tried to get it in, he's kind of laughing about it. Why don't I just catch that ball? Maple Leafs basketball under their basket. 4:26 left in the third quarter. Wellman and Pettit. All the way out to Clements. Whitfield was thinking about stealing it. Bernhall back to Clements. Bouncing it inside, but stepping up was Rice Jr. for the steal.
Well, and Whitfield got a fingertip on that with the deflection, then Rice Jr. stole it.
Rice tried to figure it up and throw up an alley-oop. It was over Whitfield's hand, so you know it had to be pretty high. Parker, baseline, nice move from the baseline, short corner, a little turnaround shot, and it's his first basket of the ball game, Coach. He's been working hard. He had 15 in the game before at Geneseo. Inside 4 minutes left in the third. Ball at the top of the key. Rice will go right side to Ruth. Ruth has the range there. Trace is going to go all the way to the hole. They called traveling. And Trace picked the ball up, went to the hole. Some guys can do the changing of direction, the Euro-Asian. Some guys can just make a good drive and get whistled for it. 52-16. Devils with the basketball. On defense in half-court set is Maple Leafs with the basketball, Owen Parker left side to Bernhall. Devils will stay man-to-man. They do a switch. Double team and switch twice. Ruth recovers at the top.
What we have here is a lack of communication.
Yep, that's what that one was, indeed. Rico Clay Jr. with a steal. Rico goes through the traffic. Good move there. It wasn't really a 3-on-2. It was more a 2-on-2 with Tate floating from the other side. Rico decided, hey, I can make that cut and take it all the way to the hole.
Good slash to the basket.
Clements in the right corner for the Maple Leafs. Back to the top of the key and all the way over. And it goes to, who is that over that side? I believe it was Chris. But the problem was he was sitting there waiting to check in. That means it was out of bounds. It goes over to the Blue Devils. So Chris in there with Carlson, who also checked in. Bernhall stays in. Parker stays in. And looking for my other player there. Oh, Ludwig still in the ball game. Cruz. Inside 3 minutes of the third quarter. Devils comfortable, 54-16. Behind the screen. Trace Ruth for good for 3. Rico Clay Jr. set the screen. And for Trace, his first points of the day. And, of course, that's brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road, woodmartbuildingcenter.com.
Blue Devils haven't slowed down on their three-point shooting here in the second half. They were 6 out of 10, the first half, and they got to be pretty close to that so far this half.
We've got 2 already. Cruz Ludwig with the basket there. Thank you, PA announcer, as I look down real quick to check how many threes we had. Good drive from the left side. Rice all the way to the hole. I'll tell you what, Rice has got so much athletic ability. Of course, a running back on the football team. Explosive, and he can jump.
Physical defender.
Devils staying in their man-to-man. Geneseo moves it around the perimeter. It's on the right side. Owen Parker comes around the screen. Parker drives. Rice is there to take the ball away. Rico was bumping him, but Rice, I think, is going to be called for the reach-in and the grab.
Once again, the 2 football players making a sandwich right there.
The junior sandwich. Rice and Clay Jr. We'll get a big boy sandwich in a minute. Ball bounced in. Blocked there. Rice with a block shot. Good job there on Carlson. Comes back on the perimeter. Parker takes the 3, no good. Tate with a rebound for the Blue Devils. In transition, Trace Ruth likes it, shoots it, misses. Owen Parker for Geneseo with a rebound. Inside 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Parker starts to make a move. Good shot off the glass. Didn't hit anything else. Rice Jr. adding to the rebounds.
Seems like wherever the ball is, he's there also.
Ruth on the right wing. Man-to-man coming out of the Maple Leafs. Tate starts to try to find a way to go. Instead finds Milton Whitfield in the left corner. His three touches the front. Rebound by Parker. Clay Jr. steals the ball. And then with a nice move, Rico gets the assist. Tate gets another basket. Again, Rico had a weekend where he didn't get to play, so he's got a lot of energy there wanting to get after it. 1 minute left in the third. You hear the student section yelling out. The cheerleaders with their Tom Lepper 54 shirts on. Lots of gray on the gray out night. Bernhall loses the handle on it with 48.7. It'll go back to the Blue Devils. Clements will come in for the Maple Leafs. Devils lead 61-18. Max Wires taking off his shirt, getting ready to go in. He didn't get up there fast enough. He's going to have to wait. 44 seconds left in the quarter. Whitfield at the top. Crossover to Rice on the left wing. Passed up the three. 2 more passes, gives it to Ruth. Ruth goes in the high post to Rico. Rico made a fake, and then nobody stayed with him. So instead of shooting it, he took it all the way to the basket.
Well, good things happen when you catch the ball at the free throw line and you face up and you look and you see what you have. You know, and that time Rico had, let's take it right to the hole and lay it in.
A lot of times you get the shot or a quick pass down. That one was like, really? Got a lane to the basket?
The Red Sea parted.
Rico Clay almost took the ball away. Geneseo gets it back in the set. 4 seconds left. Clements. Oh, and he gets Rice off his feet, and Clements with a nice move there. He hits the last bucket of the third quarter. And we have played 3 here at Blue Devil Gymnasium. The Quincy Shootout. It's your Quincy High Blue Devils 63. And the Maple Leafs of Geneseo 20. And this is Blue Devil basketball in the Quincy Shootout right here on mechasportsco.com.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiberg Insurance at 217-224-7774 and let them help build a Pekin insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
3 quarters in the book at Quincy High. Devils 63, Maple Leafs 20. Good looking through 3 quarters, and now it's time. Yes. Bum. Gotta love it. Doesn't matter where you're at, Quincy High's Gymnasium or Blue Devil Gymnasium. Bob Holtz is having a tough time getting that sleeve out of his jacket to get his arm in there. He had a little help there. Kenny's not here to help him. The one that says left, Bob. Left goes in the left. Thank you, Bob, for letting me joke on you there.
Okay, let's get our lineup set.
Geneseo in the fourth quarter. Here's our lineup, the Blue Devils. Emmerich Batley in the game. Nathan Poulter, he's going to come up to play defense, but a nice move by Bernhall, and he opens up for Maple Leafs in the fourth quarter. Jacob Salisbury wears number 4. Nathan Poulter wears number 10. Emmerich Batley wears number 24. Max Wires wears number 40. And Avion Tate still in there with 23. That's our lineup from the left side. No good from 3. Tate tried to tip it away. Instead, Carlson picks it up for the Maple Leafs. Bernhall stays in there. On the left corner, that's Ludwig. Clement starting to drive in the traffic. Oh, good help out there. Batley came over to block the shot. Salisbury might have made the contact because Batley looked like he had a block shot. But guess what? Emmerich's going to get whistled for it. Emmerich, I was there. I thought Poulter should have got that one, but you're in the scoring column of the night, just in the personal fouls. And Clements will go to the line to shoot 2. And, Coach, we mentioned, what's better than a 35-second shot clock?
Running clock, fourth quarter.
If you're winning a running clock. Now, if you're a sub and you want to play some ball.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
But with a full 8 minutes, you should be able to get 5 minutes of playing time, at least. So, 6.5 left.
Well, depending on how many free throws you're shooting.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
The dead ball points that aren't dead ball.
Yep.
Second one, no good. The rebound came out to Salisbury down the right side. Wires starts the drive. No, a nice little shuffle inside on the block to Avion Tate. Give Ralph Wires the assist. That was a nice pass inside to Tate. Devils up 65-23. 6 minutes left in this one. Stick around in the postgame show, brought to you by the Hardys at 30th and Broadway. Tate gets the rebound on the missed shot. Shot was taken out there by Baumlenny. That's Grant, who just checked in the game. Tate uses his quickness. And I tell you what, Avion's got some quickness you're going to have to watch for next year. Of course, we got a lot of this year left as well.
Well, very long, very active. Needs to get a little bit stronger, maybe put on about 10, 15 the right way. But, I think next year he's going to be definitely a big-time contributor.
Yeah, you look at Clausell as a freshman on the younger team, too. He kind of fits that mold as well. He's a lefty, by the way. And a lot of these guys who are going to put the work into the offseason, Milton Whitfield sticks around. But
well, all they have to do is look at, the Blue Devils of this year and the work that they put in, and the success that they're having. Hopefully that spurs them on to do the same thing next summer.
I will agree with you. 5:14 and counting, Devils with the basketball. Very comfortable lead, 67-23. Batley from the right side. Drives in. Brings that left back. And it was a good take. Couldn't get the ball up on the glass, but put it up on the iron. Geneseo got the rebound. Finally, we get over to somebody to stop. The drive on that side by Van Kierenbrock. Van Kierenbrock just keeps working, and a good job by Van Kierenbrock. He kept working the Devils, kept working his pivot foot, and finally got one of the guys in the air, stepped in, hits the basket, and he's got a chance at a blue-collar three. As the clock continues to run, 4:35 left in this one. As we mentioned, post-game show, missed that one. Rebounded by the Maple Leafs. Van Kierenbrock bounces it inside. Shot was no good. Tate gets the rebound. On the shot, it was Whitaker missing. Devils in the corner. Max Wires, no good on the three. Weak side rebound, Nathan Poulter. Poulter will back it out for the Devils. You heard the fan favorite. All those guys love our linebacker, Max Wires, when he hits a three. Salisbury, and Salisbury connects. From the right corner, Jacob with a three-pointer, brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
He's getting his money's worth tonight.
Oh, and this year there's only been a game. I think Jimmy Louthan made that one comment, and we only had 1 3 that night, but otherwise, Devils from the three this year have been pretty impressive. 70-25.
Well, when they work their ball, run their offense, and get those paint touches, whether it be drive or kicking it in, they get wide open looks, they're going to knock them down.
Three-pointer was no good, taken out there by Van Kierenbrock. Rebounded by Max Wires. 3.5 left in this one. Wires goes to the hole. Wires puts up on the glass. Missed the shot. Tate had it for a second, went out of bounds. And you could hear the O's in that as the ball went up on the glass.
Yep.
Wanting Max to get that one to drop. Even Coach Douglas out there. Coach Douglas talking to Bonas and RB. That's Ryan Brown and Coach Obert. I'm not sure. I'd like to be in on that conversation right now. Nobody else is paying attention to the coaching staff talking. Geneseo with the ball on the right side. In the ball game is Eli Ford, lost the ball. Tate goes in to dunk it with his left hand. Almost got up, but didn't get the ball over the rim and was blocked by the rim. In transition, left corner, no good from the Maple Leafs. Also in the game, Ashton Veloz. Devils have the ball with 2:40 left. Batley. And again, you want guys that take shots, but at the same time within the offense. Tate makes a nice spin move. Avion on the block. He's got 10 points on the night off the bench. 72-25. As we mentioned, stick around for the Hardys post-game show. We'll also hear from Coach, brought to you by Cunis, and we'll pick a player of the game as well for tonight's game, and we'll talk briefly about tomorrow's action with Bishop O'Connell. Of course, we'll hear that in the pregame show tomorrow night. Please join us for that. But also join us for Brad Dance. He'll give a full pregame interview, not just 10 seconds, tomorrow at noon for the game for the Devil Girls. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. I give the shout out there. Shot from the left side. No good. Wires comes in, gets the rebound. Max across the timeline. Into the right corner. Salisbury's going to pull up for a three. Salisbury misses. Batley was hustling, and Batley was trying to get to the ball, but he felt a tug 2 or 3 times, and that was because the Maple Leafs were holding on to him. That was Baumlenny.
That was definitely a 15-yard penalty.
Indeed. He was running the route, too. College pass interference. There you go. 1:25 left. Devils will trigger under their basket. Wires to trigger it. Out to Batley. Batley fakes a three, then goes all the way in. Oh, a nice little floater there that got hung up on the back of the iron. And that one there, I don't know if you can bank that one. I'd like to see a bank or maybe one more dribble and take it in for a layup, but it was a nice floater there by Emmerich. 1 minute left. Into the lane and a foul. So heading the line will be Eli Ford. He'll get to shoot 2. Maple Leafs did not shoot a free throw in the first half, did not shoot a free throw in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter.
Oh, they're calling it on the drive.
Oh, well, then they'll stay at 1 for 3 then, with no misses there. 40 seconds left. Number 40 on defense for the Devils. Wires tipped the ball away and tips it the second time. Max keeps it going. And Max will be fouled from behind. So Wires will go to the line to shoot 2. Boy, I'll tell you what, Max had some hands out there. I thought Milton was out there playing defense. He was on every dribble by the Maple Leafs. Now if the horn goes off while he's standing there, does he get to finish his 2 free throws?
They'll probably stop at, at .2 or something like that.
And let him finish.
Let him finish them.
Oh, rattles in and rattles out. Let's see, they should stop at about the 1 second mark. There it is, 2.7. And there it is as the horn blows. Now that's the only time you're going to see that. When the red light goes on and the horn blows and he gets the count it. You're not going to see that any other time out there. So Devils put together the win here tonight. Take care of business as Jakai joins us here watching this one. 73-25. Devils look pretty good. Jakai, yes? That's right. Thumbs up from him. Coach Pettit, how about you? What'd you like tonight?
Well, very solid performance, by the Blue Devils. They took care of the basketball. They rebounded the basketball. They shot very well, but once again, when they stay within their offense, and run their sets, and get those paint touches, they're going to get good looks.
Indeed. Well, that'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. Stick around. We've got the Hardy's post-game show. We'll break down the stats, pick a player from the game, and we'll hear what Coach has to say as the Devils in the first round on Friday night of the shootout win this one. The final score, the Quincy High Blue Devils 73 and the Geneseo Maple Leafs 25. You've been watching and listening to Blue Devil basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Aches and pains are a normal part of life, but when they become too much, we have a team of orthopedic surgeons ready to give you relief. The need for joint replacements continue to rise, and our team stays up to date with the latest technology and robotic solutions. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. We've got you covered from head to toe.
Freiburg Insurance, your local independent Pekin insurance partner, is proud to support young people in sports and academics in the Quincy area. After the game, make a note to stop by their office and discuss your current policies and future needs for your business, home, auto, and family. Pekin Insurance offers a variety of plans to meet your coverage needs. Give Freiburg Insurance a call at 217-224-7774. Go Devils.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And back at Blue Devil Gymnasium. One more game to go tonight. Phelps and who are they playing tonight, Coach? I'll have to check the schedule here in a second. But the Blue Devils take care of business, win the first one tonight on the weekend. We have another one tomorrow night. Started off Devils ran the first 8 points of the game, gave up a bucket, then ran the quarter out and led 29-2 after one. They had another 17-point run. It stopped at halftime, and that was at 8, continued it on, check that, 10, and then continued on into the second half. Halftime, though, the score, 43-8. Third quarter, Devils finished that one 63-20, and with a running clock in the fourth quarter, Devils wrap it out 73-25 for their 19th victory, I believe, Coach.
Yep.
Yes, I didn't put that up here earlier as we came into the game after last week's win, 18-1. And more importantly, we start in the second round of the Western Big Six. We're now 8-0 in the Western Big Six.
Yeah, and, you got to take care of your business at home, no matter who it is. Whether it's, Geneseo, Galesburg, East Moline, or Moline. You know what I mean? You got to take care of your business at home, and then go on the road and get as many of those suckers as you can.
Indeed. Hey, let's look at the scoring here. First of all, for Geneseo, losing this one, dropped to 0-8 in the conference. They were led in scoring. 7 points out of Cruz Ludwig. After that, it was 5 points from Brody Clements. 4 points from Owen Parker. Parker had 15 last time. 3 points from Grayson Carlson. 2 out of Jack Kress. 2 also out of Grady Bernal. They didn't put his first name in there. They just put Bernal. Van Karabrock had 2 points. And then in the ballgame but not scoring was Eli Ford, Grant Baumlenny, Ashton Veloz got in the ballgame. And I believe that might be, actually Cale Whitaker got in as well. And that rounds out for Geneseo. For the Blue Devils, they were led in scoring by now the all-time three-point leader. That's BL3. He had 17, 5 threes in the first quarter, got 2 in the second quarter, and then he sat for most of the game after that as he went 5 for 6 from the land of 3, 17 points. 10 points out of Avion Tate off the bench, which is the nice job there. After that, it goes 9 points out of Keyshawn Thomas. Thomas also with 6 rebounds on the night, leading the way for the Devils. Dom Clay had 7 points, so let's jump one ahead there. Cameron Wires had 6 tonight. Also, Jareus Rice Jr. had 6. And drop it down after that. Whitfield had 7 points. Rico Clay Jr. listed here for 4. I thought I had Rico for 6, so we're going to have to double-check that there because I think he did have 6. I don't miss those, as you know, Coach. And then Mark Louthan, heck of a game, but did not score. Nathan Poulter came in, did not score. Salisbury came in with a 3-pointer. Trace Ruth hit a 3-pointer. Emmerich Batley did not score. And then Max Wires closed out as the red was on the backboard. The clock was already at 0, but he had to shoot the last free throw. He got our 73rd point for the Devils. Out-rebounded the other team 27-23. Not a real big deal on the rebounds tonight as we weren't we were one and done on a lot of those.
Well, we shot the ball well tonight. So, there's not going to be a lot of, opportunities for, the offensive rebounds. I think, the pressure that we put on them, how many turnovers they ended up with?
Just coming to you with that, Coach, 26.
26. So, they had, 16 the first half, and they forced another 10, the second half, and that's with the running clock in the fourth quarter. So the Blue Devils got out after it. Fast break points, what do we have?
Yeah, there you go, Coach. I'll take a look at that real quick.
Fast break points, we outscored them fast break points 16-2. Points off of turnovers, they had 26 turnovers. We only have 4, with our 15 assists. So points off of turnovers was 37-5. That was the difference of the ball game right there, 32 points difference, in turnovers. And then, points in the paints, the Blue Devils, had 42-4, advantage against Geneseo. So, once again, very, very solid, solid performance.
And there's our good friend from Geneseo, Jesse. He was down here earlier. Did you ever figure out what dealership you were at today? He says he's heading to Chicago tomorrow. He came down. He was with us at Geneseo last night. He had to be down here at 5 o'clock in the morning to pick up a car to drive back to Geneseo, catch the bus, and come back down. And that's dedication.
Yeah.
We know some other guys that do that dedication with their drives.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit indeed. So, Coach, I tell you what I like about tonight's game. We came out and did what we were supposed to do. We didn't get sloppy, I don't think at all. We tried to throw a couple alley-oops, but they were good. The pass was not there. And that is the key when you come into a game, especially when you got a full house. And that's the thing this team has. Not only physically, but mentally, they really have put things together this year. I mean, it's been a well orchestrated throughout each game, and that goes back to the coaches, and it goes back to the summer, and everybody working and realizing, here's our goals, here's our goal tonight. We don't look at tomorrow till we finish tonight, and we move on, which is good stuff.
Well, and the coaches do their job, and put them in the proper position, to be successful. A lot of it goes back to the kids, how they've been raised, and very coachable kids. I mean, Coach Douglas says run through that wall. They're going to run through that wall, to get the W. So, I mean, it's one of those things to where, good coaching, very coachable kids, and, it's coming all together, at the right time of the year.
Indeed. Hey, it's the Hardy's Postgame Show. We'll take a quick break. Or do you want to call the player of the game? Or
Let's go ahead and do that. I mean, we had a lot of good stuff tonight. Wires did his stuff out front, forcing, had a big part in forcing 26 turnovers. You had, Dom doing his thing. Keyshawn, was tough on the boards tonight. They only had him for 6 rebounds, but I thought he had more than that, to be honest with you. The bench came in and did well. Whitfield, I thought, had some very good minutes out there. But I look at BL3 setting the tone. Played 15 minutes, ended up with 17 points, 4 assists and 3 steals, in 15 minutes. I mean, that's a lot of good production. And, congratulations on being the all-time, 3-point leader, in Blue Devil history. Quite an accomplishment.
And that would be a good nod there. So our player of the game, BL3, that's Bradley Encore the third, 17 points. Now the all-time leading 3-point shooter as he ended up passing over Jeremiah Talton on that. Hey, we'll hear from our sponsor, of course, Freiburg Insurance Agency, for the player of the game. When we come back, more of the Hardy's post-game show with Wellman and Pettit on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Back in the post-game show, Wellman and Pettit. We just talked about, Coach and I, in the break, talked about where all these teams are from. Do you remember? You do, the Mart Heinen tournament. And they're at Memorial Gymnasium. That's Quincy College, by the way, into Quincy University. And they had the big board up on the other side, and it had lit up where all the teams were from around the country. So the next mission for Eric Stratman is to give us a board somewhere to point out where they're all at during the game where you can actually watch it. Now, you can do that on a video board, but I want to see the old school where it's all lit up, in front of us out there.
You can put it right here. Right.
Oh, right to our right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
That sounds like a winner. So, Coach Stratman, if there's one more thing you can put on your list of things to do, we just gave you one there.
Yeah, I think he does a great job. So, hey, he doesn't have to do anything else. This is, great tournament.
And year in, year out, and with the shootout is.
Great shootout.
It's been harder to work, and it's a lot of work, much like the basketball team in the offseason. It's a lot of work here to get ready. Mark Ortball's not going to wave at us. That's fine. But it's a lot of work in the offseason to bring the teams in, to get them lined up. A lot of these teams are transitioning a lot, too. Their players are transferring to other schools. We mentioned Whitney Young lost a player to DePaul Prep, who's now a load. And I heard that through the Whitney Young ladies down at Columbia. 2 of the Vashon players left. And, some of these tournaments and shootouts have pretty well put a clause in. And the clause basically says, if your top people transfer out, we have the right to bump you out of the shootout. And, of course, they're marketing these things on the players coming in. So if the players aren't there, they lose out on the end. And so I can see that in the contracts these days. Next game is Wasatch, and you said Utah and Phelps, and I'm not sure where Phelps is at. I don't have my program right in front of me, and it's down on the floor, and I've got a feeling I'll fall off my seat if I go to get it here. So tomorrow at noon, we've got Millard North girls. They'll come in and play against the Blue Devils. We got 4 games in between that game and the Blue Devils at night. Tomorrow night, now it's 7:30 for a start. Today was 7:15. We normally have 7 in there. We did get that changed. Bishop O'Connell from Arlington, Virginia. And at last, it was 14-5, I think was the record I had for them. And, of course, they're playing tonight, so we'll have to get that the game. It was earlier, so we should have had a score there. I did see Frank Cash's wife send me a note, but it did not have a score, as we also had Notre Dame playing Simeon, and I'd like to see how that went out as well, because Simeon's pretty darn strong.
Yeah, well, yeah, Simeon, and they play one of those schedules that, gosh, they travel very well.
And Coach Douglas, as he gets us in here. And, of course, we'll give you a congratulations first of all. And first of all, Coach, I got to ask, in all your years, have you ever been at the end of the game where the buzzer goes off, the board lights up, and yet somebody still gets to shoot and score?
Yeah. I told Max he's got to hurry up, man. Beat the buzzer in that situation.
I thought they did stop it at 2.7, then turned right around and started to back up. So Max had to have the composure of taking that shot before the light, and when it went off, too. Yeah. So, hey, Devils did a great job of doing, just as we mentioned, taking care of business. You came out on the defensive side. You had a game plan, and you stayed with it.
Yep.
Then the coach said early in the game we had a lot of baskets, but we had a lot of assists to go with it. And I think turnover-wise, 16 in the first half, right, Coach, or 10 in the second for a total of 26 turnovers. And that wasn't just sloppy ball handling. That's the defense of the Devils.
Yeah, they've locked in defensively. I thought got a little away from ourselves. The last thing we want to do is develop bad habits, especially going into a game like we're going to play tomorrow night where, you can't afford to gamble, against their point guard. He's going to make you pay. And he has the 6'10", 6'8" bigs to back him up too. So I thought we got a little sloppy there in the first half, but, some of that, they're teenage boys. It's some of that's going to happen. But, I give a lot of credit to our guys to start, and then I give a lot of credit to our guys coming in. Avion Tate playing hard off the bench. Trace Ruth knocking down this first 3 as a Blue Devil varsity player. And, Max Wires, getting the crowd going. Like, it's fun to watch. Those kids come in and practice every day. They don't get the recognition that everybody else gets, and they still come in every day ready to work, and it's really cool to see it pay off for them.
Yeah, they're still part of the 25-26 Devils, and we see all the work away from there that comes out there. Tate had a heck of a game, and I'd love to give him the player of the game, but a certain guy just broke a record, and he came out, lighting him up early, and it blew right by me. The timeout was called. You gave Bradley Loncourt III the all-time three-point plaque as he passed up Jeremiah Talton. He hit 5. 2 tied him, 3 for the victory over that. And, of course, as you know, Talton was quite a player. BL3 has put quite a resume away again.
Yeah, and I think he would have got it regardless. But Jeremiah, you remember, had to go through COVID and, knocking off quite a few games. But Brad, the way he's been playing and, the rate that he shoots it, he was going to break that regardless. He's a phenomenal talent out there. It came naturally for him tonight. And, you got a chance to see Kyle Cartmill's drop to Jaden. Jaden Smith's drop to Jeremiah Talton, and now Brad Loncourt's drop or take away from Jeremiah Talton. And those are all, 4, great Blue Devil players and for him to have his name up there as number 1, I think it's well deserved.
And, of course, Talton, we had that East Moline injury that in the one season, lost 8 games on there, and then the COVID year. But, I still can't believe they didn't give us an extra year or 2 to play high school ball after COVID. They did everywhere in the college ranks.
Everywhere else, absolutely.
Coach Pettit, what do you got?
Well, like I say, the defense was, very good tonight. Looking at the, the stats and everything, 17 steals, forcing 26 turnovers, outscored them 37-5, points off a turnover. You keep hanging your hat on that, defense wins championships.
Yeah, it does, and that's the mindset that our guys have to have going into every game. It starts for us on the defensive side of things, and if we can bring energy there, I like our chances with the weapons that we have offensively. I really like our chances. But it takes us getting stops, and getting stops is a huge part of it tonight.
No, it stops, and then the transition offense going down, getting the easy looks. And I think, when we talked earlier in the year, you're like, well, we need to find somebody to, help us come off the bench.
Right.
You got a couple of football players coming off the bench.
Quite a few.
And then, Whitfield's, looks like he hasn't missed a beat. So, I mean, you've got 3 to 4, 5 deep, that you can bring off the bench and give you some minutes.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys now that, what was a concern over the summer, we got a lot of guys that are capable of stepping in and making plays, and they've proven that all season long.
All right, Coach, you were watching it because I came up here. The Bishop O'Connell game over at the pit, how'd that end?
Double overtime, Bishop O'Connell won.
Oh, good ball game there. I can figure out who they played over there.
Booker T. Washington.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And, of course, Booker T. will see him again tomorrow as well. So, good ball game over there, and I'm sure you got a good scouting report. We'll save it for the pregame tomorrow as we waved all the Devils up here. Nice shiny jackets out there.
Yeah.
And, of course, we'll pick up the pregame tomorrow. Congratulations on the victory tonight. Enjoy it.
All right.
Bright and early tomorrow.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
All right, that's Andy Douglas, head coach of the Blue Devils, and his comments are brought to you by the Cunis Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. We'll do a quick one from Cunis, and we'll come back to wrap up here the Hardy's postgame show from MeccaSportsCo.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Quincy, Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
And back one more time to wrap up the Hardy's postgame show. Coach Pettit and myself, Jeff Wellman. Of course, Coach Andy Douglas's comments were Cunis, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. Player of the game was Bradley Loncourt. Congratulations to him on the all-time three-point. Carry that on to tomorrow. Keep shooting like that against Bishop O'Connell. But a pretty good darn game, and they did what they had to do. And, I just wonder sometimes when they had the schedule, conference schedule, if it falls this way. Could you imagine Moline or Rocky or one of those coming in? And they already, when they come here, they like playing, and they like the competition. All those teams do. And it's, it's always tough enough to play at Blue Devil Gym. But during the shootout, too, that adds a little more intensity. I don't know if that's a pro or a con.
Well, no, you got to have the, I don't want to say cupcake, before you play a tough team, because you don't want to have to play, Rock Island here and then come back and play a Bishop O'Connell, a Chaminade, a Vashon, or whatever, and have 2 tough games. You split those tough games up a little bit.
Hey, last week, Moline at Wharton, Rocky at home.
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln to even follow up. That's not too shabby a week in itself.
Well, no, but but throw Moline and then you throw a nationally ranked team, on top of that, that's a tough nut to crack, I think.
I think the Devils tomorrow will show the nation if they can play a good ball game against O'Connell. They've already out there on the map, but that may put another notch out there. And, of course, the only thing the Devils are worried about is their game that night. And at the end of the year, hopefully you'll be standing there in Champaign and holding something above. And
you want to win your last game of the year. Well, and I don't mean the third place game either. Sorry.
and he caught it there. Good job there, Coach. Well, hey, go home and get some rest. We're not on the road tonight. That's always a good thing. But we'll be back here bright and early tomorrow. And I did mention, if you're a Culver Stockton alum and you want to watch Bryce Fantasia, he'll be out there coaching with Modesto Christian at 9 o'clock, and he'll take on Jeremy Osborne. They both were at Culver together in 2000-2008, and so they do know each other, and he'll bring his Father Tolton team in at 9 o'clock for a matchup. Stick around if you want or grab some breakfast, and then catch us as Millard North girls come in to take on our Quincy High girls and wrap up the day at 7:30 at night as the Blue Devils take on Bishop O'Connell. I have to make sure because in that conference, there's Archbishop, there's bishops. There is no, there is a Paul VI, so there is a Pope there too. So, Coach, last thoughts on tonight?
Well, like I say, good solid effort tonight. This team, like Coach said, they hang their hat on the defensive end. Giving up 25 points tonight. Against I don't want to say not
work in progress.
Well, Geneseo's Geneseo. They haven't won a game yet this year, but yeah, they came in, played a good solid game, ran their sets, and played great defense and, came out with the W tonight. Tomorrow night's going to be a little bit different situation.
Indeed. We look forward to it. All you people out there, if you can make it, great. If not, sit around the TV and watch on megasportsco.com. For Coach Pettit, I'm Jeff Wellman. The final score here from Blue Devil Gymnasium, the Quincy Shootout. It's your Quincy High Blue Devils 73, the Maple Leafs of Geneseo 25. And you've been listening and watching Blue Devil basketball on megasportsco.com. Good night, everyone.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
Here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any 2 of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.